Hello and welcome back to NEET Decoded. In this video, we'll discuss a few statement-based questions of NEET 2022. So let's start. The question is, given below are two statements. Statement 1, clistogamous flowers are invariably autogamous. Statement 2, cleistogamy is disadvantageous as there is no chance for cross-pollination. So out of the four options given, you have to select option 1 when both statement 1 and 2 are correct. Option 2 when both statement 1 and 2 are incorrect. Option 3 when statement 1 is correct and statement 2 is incorrect. And 4 when statement 1 is incorrect and statement 2 is correct. Now, clistogamous flowers are those flowers which do not open. That is, the corolla does not open. So, examples of such flowers are oxalis, commelina, etc. And clistogamous flowers are bisexual. So when the anther and stigma mature, there is always self-pollination because there is no other scope of pollination. Cross-pollination cannot take place because the stigma is not exposed to the outside world, right? So there is no chance for cross-pollination. And what happens that through cross-pollination, what happens that there is diversity in species. Diversity in species is maintained through cross pollination. आप इस डायग्राम में जो ये इमेज है यहाँ पे देख सकते हैं कि कैसे क्रॉस पॉलिनेशन हो रहा है. तो anther from this flower is getting transferred through a pollinator to the stigma of another flower. So this is cross pollination. This can take place only when the flower is exposed, which is not the case in case of clistogamous flowers. Or when there is transfer of pollen from one flower to another, there is chance of genetic transfer, of course, and this leads to genetic diversity in plants. And plants which are cross pollinated are less resistant to they are more resistant to diseases because of genetic diversity that they attain, right? So out of these statements, that is clistogamous flowers are invariably autogamous, statement 1 is obviously true, and clistogamy is disadvantageous as there is no chance for cross pollination, obviously, because genetic diversity cannot take place in clistogamous flowers. So both statement 1 and statement 2 are correct. So you have to select option number 1. Now taking up another question. In this, we have a statement 1 which states that Mendel studied 7 pairs of contrasting traits in pea plants and proposed the law of inheritance. And statement 2 states that 7 characters examined by Mendel in his experiment on pea plants were seed shape and color, pod shape and color, flower position, and stem height. Now you have to select option 1 when both statement 1 and 2 are correct. Option 2 when statement 1 and 2 are incorrect. Option 3 when 1 is correct but statement 2 is incorrect. And option 4 when statement 1 is incorrect and statement 2 is correct. So let's discuss. So these are the 7 pairs of contrasting characters which Mendel chose. You can see in this image here. The contrasting characters are flower color, which were purple and white, flower position, which is axial and terminal, and you have seed color, which is yellow and green, as you can see in the image. Besides that, there is seed shape, which is round and wrinkled, then pod shape, which is inflated and constricted, pod color, green and yellow, and stem length, which is tall and dwarf. So these were the contrasting pairs of characters which Mendel chose. Now, what happened that Mendel deducted that genes came in pairs, and there are 2 pairs of alternative forms of genes which he called alleles, right? And there is separation of alleles during gamete formation. So he carried out crosses, and out of these 2 traits, the dominant trait was expressed in the first generation, and in subsequent generation, the recessive trait was expressed depending upon the genes which came together, right? So according to Mendel, one gene from each parent is inherited, and the segregation of parental gene was studied by him in subsequent generations, and it was tracked through several generations, right? So reason why Mendel chose pea plant was that the flowers are bisexual. ये जो flowers है ये bisexual है, मेल एंड फीमेल रिप्रोडक्टिव ऑर्गन्स दोनों ही प्रेजेंट होते हैं, और बाइसेक्सुअल होने की वजह से इसमें सेल्फ पॉलिनेशन होता है, और क्रॉस पॉलिनेशन कैन बी इजिली कैरिड आउट इन पी, और जितने भी फिजिकल ट्रेट्स हैं ये आराम से बहुत ही इजिली इसको विजुलाइज किया जा सकता है, देखा जा सकता है, और इसके इनहेरिटेंस को फॉलो अप किया जा सकता है. सो दैट इज द रीजन व्हाई मेंडल चोज पी प्लांट. और 7 जो ट्रेड्स हैं, जो आप स्टेटमेंट में भी ये सारे ट्रेड्स के बारे में या कंट्रास्टिंग कैरेक्टर्स के बारे में मेंशन्ड है, ये वही 7 कैरेक्टर्स हैं. सो जो भी स्टेटमेंट, जो दोनों स्टेटमेंट दिए हैं, बोथ द स्टेटमेंट 1 एंड स्टेटमेंट 2 आर करेक्ट. दैट इज मेंडल स्टडीड 7 pairs of contrasting traits in pea plants and proposed the laws of inheritance, right? And statement 2 has 7 characters examined by Mendel. Of course, pea plant where seed shape and color, which you can see here, and pod shape and color, which is here, and flower position, which is axial terminal as discussed, and the stem height, which is the height of the plant. So both the statements are correct and you have to select option number 1, right? Fine, so that is the answer. And for MCQs and chapter notes, please log in to learn.brigadme.com and please subscribe to my channel for regular updates on NEET biology content. Thank you for watching.